Hello there, my friends, and welcome to day 2 of our gratitude series. If you can't tell by my outfit, our practice today is going to be just kind of a slow, gentle flow. So if you want to have a little extra cozy clothing on, I've got some fuzzy socks. I've got a nice little long sleeve sweatshirt just to sort of keep me warm since we won't be building as much heat in the body today. But yeah, I just really want to invite you to use the next 30 minutes as an opportunity to slow down, to focus on your breath, and to just really settle into some stretches that will be super helpful for your body. We might be using our blocks in this class, so if you have blocks, make sure that you have those nearby. If not, you can use like a big book or a pillow or something like that as well. So if you need to press pause real quick and maybe put on another layer or grab some of those props, feel free to do that now. Otherwise, we're just going to go ahead and jump right into day 2 of this gratitude series. So you can go ahead and start laying down on your back. I am going to stay in this seated position as I will be reading something for you, but go ahead and find your way down to your back, just settling into whatever feels comfortable for you. If you have that block or prop or pillow nearby and you want to slide that underneath your head, you are welcome to do so. Otherwise, I invite you to just lay flat on the floor. Feel your weight resting down into the mat, and then go ahead and start to cue into your breath. So feel your breath moving through your body, helping your mind slow down, and just make the decision to let go of any distraction, whether that's internal or external, and just be fully present right here on your mat today. So as you're focusing on your breath, we are going to go ahead and bring a little bit of intention to that breath, again, just to really help us settle down and become fully present in this space. So what we're going to do is we're going to breathe all together, inhaling for 4 breaths, holding for 4, and then exhaling for 8. I said breaths, I meant counts. Inhaling for 4 counts, holding for 4 counts, and then nice, slow exhales for 8 counts. So go ahead and release all your air, and when we're ready, we'll go ahead and start with that inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale 8, 7. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep moving with that tempo, working on those nice long exhales. Good, keep breathing here. Whenever you're ready, you can just go ahead and settle back into normal inhales and exhales, still working to maintain that length of each breath. So the quote that we are going to be focusing on today is just a beautiful perspective on gratitude. It's by Joan Chittister. I hope I'm saying that correctly, but I just really love this quote and think it is so applicable for this series. Gratitude is not only the posture of praise, but it is also the basic element of a real belief in God. When we bow our heads in gratitude, we acknowledge that the works of God are good. We recognize that we cannot, of ourselves, save ourselves. We proclaim that our existence and all its good comes not from our own devices, but are part of the words of God. Gratitude is the alleluia to existence, the praise that thunders through the universe as tribute to the ongoing presence of God with us, even now. Aren't those just such beautiful words and so true? Gratitude is the recognition of God's goodness and of all that He is doing in the world and in our lives. So when we come to this practice with this mindset of gratitude, it's not only to, hopefully make you feel happier and more at peace, but it's worship. Gratitude is worship. It is acknowledging all that God has done and thanking Him for that. So I just want that to be the perspective that you carry with you through this practice today. Just allowing your gratitude to be an act of worship. So give yourself a minute to just let that kind of sink in as you hold here on the floor. And your next exhale, go ahead and draw your knees in towards your chest. Gently shifting your weight from side to side, maybe taking some small circles with the knees, massaging that lower back out on the floor. Switch directions when you're ready. Just starting to wake up the hips and the low back. And then go ahead and pause and center, drawing those knees in towards the chest a little bit tighter. And then on an inhale, go ahead and release the feet up towards the sky, straightening through the legs. And then take a nice big exhale, find happy baby. So hands can either come to the outside edges of the feet, or you can wrap them around the back of the thighs, drawing those knees down towards the shoulders. But whichever posture you pick, just go ahead and give yourself a couple of nice deep breaths here. We're going to be holding our postures for a little bit longer than normal in this practice. And so it's really important that you're using your breath to help you relax into each stretch. You don't want to be tense and fighting back against the stretch. So really just exhale, feel your hips sink down into the mat. Let go of any tension. Just feel your hips starting to open here. On an exhale, go ahead and gently release the feet, letting both feet come back up towards the sky for a moment. And then we'll drop the left foot down towards the floor, bending the knee, placing the foot flat on the floor. And then bend the right knee to cross the ankle over the left knee, finding your figure four stretch. We'll slide the hands around that left shin, drawing the feet towards the chest. And again, breathe here, holding in this stretch. And as we're holding and having more times of silence throughout this practice, just continue to come back to that intention of gratitude, of thanking God for what He's giving you, and of using this practice as an opportunity to just worship and tell God the things that you're grateful for and that you recognize how He's moving in your life. On an exhale, go ahead and gently release the stretch, bringing the left foot back down towards the floor. Right toes come up towards the sky. And now we're going to find half happy baby. You have the same options that you did last time. Hand can be behind the thigh or up to the foot, but we're working to draw that right knee down towards the floor. Option if you would like to straighten out through the left leg. Keeping the lower back down on the mat, stretching into the hips. When you're ready, go ahead and gently release the foot or behind the thigh to wrap both hands around the shin, drawing that knee closer to the chest, straightening out the left leg if you haven't already. And then we're going to take that right knee across the body, just finding a gentle twist, opening through the chest as you reach those right fingers out away from you. Breathing into the back. Feel the body opening here. Go ahead and slowly draw everything back to center, planting both feet flat on the floor. Straighten out through the spine, and then when you're ready, we'll inhale, left toes come up towards the sky. Bend that left knee across the ankle over the right knee and find your figure four stretch, drawing the legs in towards the chest, continuing to keep that low back pressing down into the floor. Breathe here. When you're ready, go ahead and release the right foot down towards the mat. Finding our way into half happy baby on the other side, we'll straighten through the left leg and then bend it, taking either variation. And again, your choice to maybe straighten out through the right leg, really finding the stretch in the hip flexors here. Use your breath. Exhale to gently release, bringing both hands to the outside of that left shin, drawing the knee in towards the chest, straightening the right leg if you haven't already, and then taking that left knee across the body, finding that twist again, reaching out through the left fingertips, opening through the chest, and breathing into the back. Gently go ahead and make your way back to center, taking your time as you plant both feet flat on the floor, straightening out through the spine. And one last time, we'll go ahead and draw both knees in towards the chest, gently rocking side to side, maybe taking a few more small circles here. And then when you're ready, we're going to go ahead and slowly start to rock forward and backward, massaging the spine on the floor, taking your time here. And then when you're ready, go ahead and sit all the way up, finding your way into a nice cross-legged seat. Sit up tall, let those palms rest down on the knees. Take a few deep breaths here. We're going to go ahead and move into cat-cow. So inhale as you sit up taller, opening through the collarbone, arching the back, gazing towards the sky. Exhale, chin to chest and round. Inhale, sit up and arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, round. And go ahead and make your way back to center, sitting up nice and tall. We're going to go ahead and move into eagle arms. So we're going to take the right arm over the left, crossing at the elbows, working to bring either the backs of the palms or the front of the hands together. Inhale to reach up through those fingertips. Exhale, press the shoulders down away from the ears and feel that stretch between the shoulder blades, opening into the upper back. Deep breaths here. Exhale to go ahead and gently release the hands back down towards the knees. And we'll switch sides. So this time taking the left arm over the right, wrapping, inhaling as we reach up. Exhale, press the shoulders away from the ears and find your breath. Exhale as you gently release. Nice big breath here. Exhale, release all your air. And go ahead and move your way to tabletop. So bring those hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Nice long back. Draw the belly button up and in so you can find strength and support throughout the core. Lots of strength here. This isn't a resting posture. It should still be active, pressing down into the mat, lifting up through the belly. From here, we're going to shift the weight into the right leg, letting that left heel reach out and back, and then bring the weight into the left hand, right fingertips reach forward. So we've got opposite arm and leg here. Just holding here, finding that strength, working through the balance. Option if you would like to add some movement as we inhale to reach long. Exhale, elbow comes to knee, round through the spine. Inhale, reach. Exhale, round. Inhale, reach. Exhale, round. And inhale to reach out long again. On the exhale, let the hand and the knee come back down towards the floor. Recenter here, and we'll take it to the opposite side. Right heel reaches back, left fingertips reach forward. Pausing here for a moment first. And then option to add movement as we exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach. Exhale, round. One more time, inhale, reach. Exhale, round. Inhale, reach out long. And let the hand and the knee come back down towards the floor. Toes together, knees can be together or apart as we exhale to find child's pose. Sink those hips back, walk those fingertips forward, and rest the forehead down on the mat. On an inhale, slowly start to make your way back towards tabletop. And we're going to take just a mini vinyasa flow here to build a little bit of heat in the body before we take a nice big hip series. So tuck those toes behind you. Exhale, hips come up and back to downward facing dog. From here, we're going to shift the weight forward into plank. You can stay on the toes or lower to the knees as we flow through low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, hips up and back to down dog. And we'll just take that 2 more times. Weight comes forward to plank. Lower. Upward facing. Hips come up and back. 1 more time, shift to plank. Lower. Upward facing. Hips come up and back to down dog. Holding here for just a moment. Nice deep breath into the stretch. And then slowly go ahead and lower down to the knees and come back to your cross-legged seat. Now from here, we're going to have a few different options. So option number 1 is to go ahead and take that left foot, plant it on the outside of the right knee. You can do this with a bent leg or with a straight leg if that's more accessible for you. It's your choice. From here, we're going to inhale to sit up nice and tall. Wrap that right elbow around the knee. Inhale to sit up a little bit taller and exhale to twist. Breathing here, finding that twist through the spine. One more breath here. Gently go ahead and release back towards center, keeping the legs as they are. And again, I'm going to show you two options. So the more advanced option will be keeping that bottom knee bent, stacking both knees on top of one another, and then folding forward, letting the chest come down. Really breathe here, find that stretch in the hips. Or our second option is to go ahead and straighten out that right leg, then bring that bottom of the left foot towards the inside of the right thigh. Walk the fingertips forward, stretching here. So this one is going to be a little bit more in the hamstring, but you should still feel it in that hip, whereas our option with both legs bent is going to be a lot more focused in the hips. So we're going to be here for a moment, so feel free to take some time to kind of explore the two postures and just see what works for you. If you want to stack the knees, but you can't quite get the chest down, you can also just sit right here. I still feel that in my hips even right now. But we're going to work towards lowering down towards the forearm and relaxing the chin. Use your breath wherever you're at. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and slowly bring the chest back to center. And then wherever you're at, we're going to untwist the legs, bringing the bottoms of the feet together. Let those knees drop down towards the side as we come to butterfly. Bottoms of the feet together, sitting up nice and tall. And now from here, we're going to fold forward. You want to focus on bringing the chest down towards the feet rather than the forehead. So a lot of people have a tendency to round through the back and go like this. What we want to do instead is focus on hinging at the hips, keeping a flat back, bringing the chest down towards the feet. Just stop wherever you feel a nice stretch, and then hold there, using each exhale to drop you a little bit lower into the stretch. You should really feel that opening into the low back and the hips. One more breath here. Inhale as you slowly go ahead and sit back up. We'll take a moment to bring the knees together, stretch both heels out away from you. Inhale to sit up tall, reach the fingertips up overhead, and then exhale to fold forward. Just a gentle fold here, helping bring everything back to neutral. So don't worry about going to your deepest point. Don't worry if you're not getting as far into the stretch as you normally do. It's probably because your body isn't quite as warm and we're not focusing on our hamstrings as much as we are our hips. So just kind of settle in here. We really want to be thinking about the low back, finding a stretch in the low back. When you're ready, go ahead and inhale to sit up. We're going to take those two postures again. So starting with maybe taking that right foot to the outside of the left leg, sitting up nice and tall and finding the twist. Or if you want to deepen that a little bit, we'll bend that bottom leg as well. Again, sitting up tall, finding the twist, and really drawing that back shoulder around and behind you like you're going to gaze over the back shoulder towards the back wall. Nice deep breaths here. One more breath here. Gently go ahead and release back to center. We're going to find that hip stretch again, maybe taking fire log by stacking the knees, sitting up tall and hinging forward. Or we'll take that A stretch, reaching the left heel out away from you, Bottom of the right foot comes to the inside of the left thigh, folding forward. Choose whichever posture feels best for your body. And then use your breath to help you really settle in there and just allow your hamstrings and your hips to release. When you're ready, go ahead and make your way back to center nice and slowly. We're going to release the legs from wherever they're at and find your way into a straddle stretch. So reaching the heels on a diagonal out away from you. And it doesn't matter how wide the legs are, but what you want to focus on is making sure that wherever your legs are at, you can still sit up nice and straight, that you're not collapsing into it. And you don't want to let your feet drop in. We want to work on keeping that openness, so we're opening out through the inner thighs. So with that in mind, you can go ahead and kind of adjust, maybe sliding the hips forward, working until you find a stretch but can maintain that posture. Once you've found that spot, go ahead and slowly walk those fingertips out away from you, folding forward into this wide A. If you'd like, you can bring the forehead down towards the hands. You can slide a block under the head or grab, again, a pillow or whatever prop you have. And just settle into this here, using the breath, stretching into the inner thighs. Remember to come back to that posture of gratitude and of being thankful for whatever your body is able to do. Being thankful that you were able to show up today and care for your body in this way. Because really, that is all that matters. It doesn't matter if you can do a posture like someone else or if you can go all the way into it. It just matters that you are choosing to show up for your body and being grateful for what your body allows you to do. When you're ready, go ahead and come back to center. Sitting up nice and tall, keeping the legs just as they are. And we're going to go ahead and inhale, fingertips come up overhead. Exhale as the right hand comes down toward the mat, and we reach out through the side body. So you can stay here on the palm, or you can lower to the forearm, but you want to work on stacking the shoulders. So our tendency is for the shoulder, the top shoulder, to collapse forward, but instead we really want to open it up so that you could gaze towards the sky. And then just reach into that side body stretch. This is such a good stretch for the hips and into the low back and that side body, really helping us create length where we can often find a lot of tension and compression. So stretch here. Using the core and pressing down into the palm, we're going to rise back up to center. Big inhale here. Exhale, switch sides. Listening to your body, stopping wherever feels good for you, but giving yourself the opportunity to really embrace that big stretch. One more breath here. Inhale, press down to rise up. And we're going to fold forward one last time here in this wide open A. Walk those fingertips out away from you. Let the chest come down. Nice deep breaths here. Inhale as you slowly start to rise back up. Go ahead and gently just bring those legs back together, taking your time. I'm going to turn to face the top of my mat. If you're not already there, go ahead and do so as well. We're going to plant those feet flat on the floor, then just gently roll down to our backs. From here, we're going to inhale, both feet come up overhead. Taking happy baby again as we exhale. Hopefully you find more openness in this posture now that we are towards the end of our practice. Just give yourself 3 deep breaths here, letting that low back just relax down into the floor. When you're ready, go ahead and gently release the feet, planting both feet flat on the floor. We're going to take one time through bridge. So you want your heels to be about a hand's distance away from your glutes. Press down into the mat with the feet. Draw the belly down towards the floor as you slowly start to lift up through the hips, pressing the hips up towards the sky. Feeling that openness into the hip flexors, holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, roll down through the back. And then step your feet to the outside edges of your mat, keeping the feet flat on the floor. And we're going to let the knees drop in towards each other. You should again find a stretch in the outside of the hips and into the low back. We're just going to hold here for a few breaths. On your next breath, go ahead and slowly release your knees out of that, walking the feet together. And for our final relaxation today, we're going to have 2 options. So you can either just reach those heels out away from you on the floor, laying flat on the back in corpse pose. Or if you're near a wall, what I recommend is taking the legs up the wall. It's exactly what it sounds like. You want to slide your hips close to the wall. Let your heels just reach up. Hold here. Feel the low back releasing down into the floor. And just hold here. Pretty much every day after my husband and I finish up work, we will come and do this posture because it just feels so good at the end of a long day. It helps to release the back. And, we spend a lot of time on our feet. And so it's just really helpful to kind of reverse that movement, let the blood kind of drain down from the feet a little bit and just relax. And you might not feel much for the first 30 to 60 seconds, but after a bit, you'll just really start to feel the body relaxing, and it's such a great stretch. So wherever you're at, just go ahead and continue to hold there. And I'm going to read this quote to you one more time. And as I read it, I just want you to sit in God's goodness, to hear these words, and to use it as a reminder that gratitude truly is the best way for us to recognize all that God is doing in the world. Gratitude is not only the posture of praise, but it is also the basic element of a real belief in God. When we bow our heads in gratitude, we acknowledge that the works of God are good. We recognize that we cannot, of ourselves, save ourselves. We proclaim that our existence and all its goods come not from our own devices, but are part of the words of God. Gratitude is the Alleluia to existence, the praise that thunders through the universe as tribute to the ongoing presence of God with us, even now. Lord, we thank you for this practice, for this opportunity to just rest in gratitude and to become aware of your goodness. I pray that we would carry this mentality and this spirit with us into the rest of our day, whatever that might hold. God, we are so thankful for the ways that you are moving in our lives. Help us to never become complacent or to take for granted all that you have blessed us with, and allow our daily gratitude to be a beautiful act of worship for you. Amen. Guys, thank you for joining me for this practice. I hope you enjoyed the opportunity to slow down a little bit and really focus on releasing some of that tension in the hips and the hamstrings and the low back. It's so important that we spend time stretching those muscles. So again, thank you so much, and I will see you tomorrow.